West Coast, they got a saying, if you're not drinking. Everybody comes to Hollywood. They wanna make it.
Here, under the bright sunshine, Hollywood's top stars live in a city with perfect weather. Here you can sense the atmosphere of luxury, chosenness and easy living. It's where the Oscars and stars on the Walk of Fame are awarded, and where thousands of people who want to tie their lives to the film industry come to visit. I'm curious, how much does life in the city of dreams cost? This is Buyan, and I'm in the city of angels, the legendary La La Land, Los Angeles. The city built on dreams.
But I knew from the age of 5 that I would live in LA.
It's here, closer to Hollywood, where millions of those who dream about fame and big money come to live.
When I was about 5, I started getting into acting.
But how much does LA itself charge you to permit you to make ends meet?
It's a very expensive city. It's expensive for everybody.
And who really feels truly happy here? Some homeless make whole 2-story houses. Food, accommodation, public transport. This episode is on how much it costs to live in one of America's most alluring cities. Emma Stone has the same small hands as me. Welcome us, the film capital of the world.
Turn blue.
It's not a big city, it's a huge one. And it's hardly possible to describe Los Angeles in a few words. Griffith looked up at the starry sky through the powerful telescope of the time and was mesmerized by the beauty it revealed. Do you know what he thought at that moment? Such beauty is something everyone should see. So he gave the land he owned to Los Angeles and built an observatory on it. And today it reveals one of the best views, not only of the stars, but of the city of stars itself.
Greetings from Hollywood to our viewers all around the world. Thank you for watching. Thank you for having me.
What? 7 days since she left, I'm still amazed. The way she dressed, woof, the way she smelled, made my every cell.
Yes, we'll talk about Hollywood later. You can't skip it. But Los Angeles is not just the famous letters on the hill. It is several cities that make up the Los Angeles County. And almost 4 million people live here. Most of them lead a lifestyle far from stellar. They say Los Angeles is the USA in miniature. Indeed, it has a lot, if not everything. Overbuilt neighborhoods and pristine nature, mountains and beaches, rich and homeless people. And time seems to run differently in different neighborhoods. The city itself is spread out over a hilly plain, with mountains on one side and the Pacific Ocean on the other. The climate is the best it can be. Statistically, there are almost 330 days of sunshine a year. This is not a city, it's a dream. It seems to be built on dreams. This is where millions of foreigners come in search of a better life.
You won't believe it, but I've known since I was 5 that I would live in Los Angeles. I can't explain how that knowledge came to me.
A few years ago, Olga came from Ukraine with her husband. And although she was destined to divorce here, she managed to become a full-fledged resident of LA. Olga is a businesswoman. She makes cosmetics from volcanic mud. Where can one buy your cosmetics?
I have a website, lopelbeauty.com, with access for America, Ukraine and Russia at the moment. We are now also launching Amazon. The Amazon platform that will allow us to expand into other countries.
But it was not always so smooth for this girl. Have you ever wanted to leave LA in those 6 years?
You know, there have been moments like that. Especially when I filed for divorce, there were moments of weakness, of feeling like I might get lost here. You know, that I'm basically alone, essentially alone in this big city.
However, a strong love for the city and the new man allowed Olga to continue living and working here. She has never worked for an employer herself, but her boyfriend knows the ins and outs of hiring. Does the working day also last 8 hours or…
8 hours, yes. If you work overtime, of course, more than you should, it is a double payment usually, but practice shows that it's different everywhere. All jobs are different. My boyfriend, for instance, he's a filmmaker and he works on set. He can work day, night, 24 hours a day, and I ask, how is that possible? How? And yet he still gets paid a certain wage which he was promised in advance. Not a penny more.
Officially, the average income in LA is $5,000 a month. That's about 400,000 rubles. The high salaries are certainly a good thing, if it weren't for the high prices. Los Angeles is one of the most expensive cities in the US. There are still downsides to living in LA. What are they?
You know, I'm a realist. I'm a realist who always likes to tell the truth. But after living here for 6 years, I can say with 100% certainty that it is far from the best place in the world to live. It's a difficult place to live. It has its own rules. Taxes are not easy, a rather high rate for businesses, and so on. That is, if you do business here, be prepared to pay for it, yes. I also don't like the homeless situation here in Los Angeles. There are about 20,000 of them, if I'm not mistaken, in Los Angeles alone. Homeless!
There are neighborhoods here that have had homeless people living in them for centuries. They sleep in tents or refrigerator boxes. And why solve the housing problem? Homeless people get good allowance here. And the weather is always good, you won't freeze in winter. And housing, if it's even a little sturdier than a box, isn't really affordable for everyone here. Here, for example, is the cheapest hotel I could find. I want to show you my room. Essentially, I liked the hotel. I don't have any complaints about it at all. The only thing is that it smells a little bit like a basement. And I want to point out right away what an amazing view I have from my window. The corridor. The hotel is designed in a sort of retro style. Basically, I love everything about it. Seriously, you could book it for this bed alone. It's absolutely fabulous. But for a week, the hotel costs 125,000 rubles. 125,000 rubles. And if you think it's an expensive option, not at all. It's the cheapest I could find in LA. Can you believe it? The cheapest! It's important to me that the hotel has parking, so I looked for that as well. And if you think parking here is free, it's absolutely not. It costs $20 a day. And now you will be surprised. It's the lowest price for parking I have found at a hotel in LA. So you pay 125,000 rubles a week and still pay for parking. This hotel is on the road, but it's 2 kilometers from the beach and the area is considered very nice. But there is still homeless walking around. But can you imagine, not once this week there was any cleaning. They changed the towels once, and it was because I asked for it. You can draw your own conclusions. And there is an unimaginable number of homeless here too. Some homeless set up tent towns. And some, look how enterprising they are. They've made 2-story houses. And I want to tell you, there is even a shower. And they have parties on Fridays too. Let's get serious and find out what it's like to buy and rent in this town. And Yana, a luxury real estate agent, will help us figure it all out. How much is to buy a house in Los Angeles?
Flats start at about $500,000 for a more or less decent one. Houses, I don't know, up to 25 million, maybe more. I mean, 60 million, 100 million, it all depends on where you're buying and what you expect.
Owning a house in LA is certainly prestigious, especially among Russian speakers, says Yana. However, there is nothing to gain from buying a house here, apart from the joy of the experience. Let's say I'm buying a flat in Los Angeles. Does this give me any advantage in obtaining a visa? Or will I get citizenship or a green card?
No, nothing. It doesn't give you any advantage. But as a foreign citizen, you can get a loan here in the US, even without being a resident of the country. If you have at least 30–50% of the down payment to invest in real estate. But if you are an American citizen and if you have a good job where you pay taxes, the rate this year was 2.5% or 2.8%. So it's very, very low. Yes.
Yes, mortgages are clearly better here than in Russia. Have you had any celebrity clients? We are, after all, in Hollywood.
Who have I had? My first client was Sasha Zverev. LA outfit, tattered shorts, sweatshirt. That was my very first client. We are friends now. Irina Ponaroshko, Ivan Urgan.
So everyone has a place here.
No, they came and rented.
And of the Hollywood stars who live here?
The Hollywood stars. Well, I didn't sell it that way. There were no celebrity homes.
Rent for a budget flat in LA is about $1,500 a month, or almost 100,000 rubles.
Maybe we were born this way, locked up in our dreams, no need to survive.
Of course, it's a very expensive city. It's an expensive city for everybody. So when I have clients moving, for example, from Miami to Los Angeles, and then I tell them the price for renting or buying property, everybody says, "Where did you get those prices?" I say, well...
You cannot buy a flat without finishing, as is often the case in Russia. The house has to be finished before the sale agreement can be signed, and buyers are often shown an already furnished place. The furniture isn't included in the price, it's there to give a marketable appearance.
This is one of my listings. That is, this is the house I am putting up for sale. Look at the high ceilings.
It's huge.
Yeah, a house like this is worth $1.5 million. Yeah, it is. It's got 3 bedrooms,
There are 3 floors.
3 floors, and a rooftop.
How many square meters is it?
200 square meters, and it has a 2-car garage as well. You drive in, park the car, and go upstairs. So this open space is very popular now. Here you cook, here you have TV, kids, and so on.
Cool. Can we go upstairs?
Well, here we are, not even on the top floor. This is one of the bedrooms. It also has interesting windows. It's small. There's the bathroom. And now... Oh, by the way, this is the laundry room. It's very big. I mean, it's very handy. Do your laundry, fold it here. Now we're entering the master bedroom.
Does that mean the main bedroom?
Yes, it's the main bedroom.
Dressing room.
Yes, the dressing room. And also a very beautiful bathroom. And again, a lot of overhead lighting. I mean, skylights, it's all very, very beautiful.
California is sunny.
Yeah, I mean, there's natural light everywhere.
It's not easy without a car in LA. Public transport is poorly developed. The city stretches for tens of miles. So a personal car is not a luxury, but almost a forced measure. Of course, traffic jams are huge in Los Angeles. But it helps that there is a special lane on the road where you can drive if there are 2 or more people in the car. This has to do with encouraging people to drive together, say with a co-worker or to take a family member, and thereby just relieve the congestion on the roads. And of course, it's not just in LA, it's also in other major cities in the US.
This morning house so clear a light as any.
By the way, many of those who live in New York, the most expensive city in the US, dream of moving to Los Angeles, the second most expensive city. And in order to have a good life here, you have to earn good money. Even the food prices make that clear. For lovers of natural products, there is a farmer's market in Los Angeles. They say even Hollywood stars come here. There are butcher shops, fruit and vegetable shops, bakeries. Let's find out what the prices are. Well, let's take a walk and see. These apples here are $3.99 a pound. A pound is just under half a kilo. Oranges are $2.99, tangerines by the pound are $2.99. So plain potatoes are 99 cents, not very attractive looking, and there are $1.49. Cucumbers are $2.99 a pound, and garlic is $5.99 a pound. Tomatoes are $2.99 a pound. The eyes go wild in the meat department. Minced meat is $6.99 a pound. The most expensive minced meat is the mix, $8.99. Lambs, $8.99 a pound, little cutlets. Steaks are $30 a pound on average.
Look, only thing showing is late be the freak show. Call for your cum, I'll be checking through the peephole.
Well, let's find some shops for those who don't count their money. You probably know the episode in the cult movie Pretty Woman where Julia Roberts is shopping and carrying a bunch of bags of expensive clothes. Remember when Vivian asked her friend,
"Where do I go for the clothes? Good stuff on him."
In Beverly Hills? Yeah. Rodeo Drive, baby.
Pretty woman, don't walk on by.
3 miles of the most luxurious and elite boutiques. And by the way, it's one of the most expensive streets in the world. I don't think it's where a regular LA residents shop. Yes, in Los Angeles, almost every square foot has been caught by a Hollywood camera at least once. And some districts, like Beverly Hills, should already get a star in the alley. 90210. Everyone who grew up with the 90s TV series Beverly Hills 90210 knows these cherished digits. This is the neighborhood where the characters lived. To these days, it remains the neighborhood of the most successful and wealthy. Since the 1950s, Beverly Hills hasn't had more than 35,000 residents. It's the municipality's policy. They want to keep the area closed. So getting a postcode of 90210 is not that easy. And not all Hollywood stars can afford to live here either. A big house in Beverly Hills of 1,500 square meters costs about $50 million, while a small house of 400 square meters costs about $3.5 million. My dear duck, I'll buy you a pond in Beverly Hills and we'll live there happily. Why is it just the two of them here? As far as prices go, the only other film district in Los Angeles that can compete with Beverly Hills is the much-mentioned Hollywood. For the first time, these letters the whole world knows appeared in 1923. And it was just an advert for the new district. It's essentially the same as the paved toponyms of Sokol or Medvedkovo in Moscow. And don't forget that I always leave geo in the description under the video. Here, let's say the geolocation wasn't really easy to find. So go ahead and check it out. It will always help you when you're planning your trip. However, this place attracts almost all tourists without any geolocation. The Walk of Fame is all about grandeur and fame, the image of America and Hollywood, the image of the characters we see on the screen every day, whom we admire and imitate. And then there is this famous place with its homeless nuances on the pavements, the contrast of the stars and the vagrants.
3, 4.
If you're looking for some crazy, I'll tell you everybody's standing in a line for the water slide.
the stars, the alley outside the Chinese theater has a place where celebrities leave their hand and footprints. And here it's no longer just celebrities, it's legends. Emma Stone has the same little hands as I. They're so childlike. And she's made a very interesting footprint. You can see she was wearing stilettos.
Layer by layer, didn't know narrowness in my shadow. Little by little, we unfold the riddle of adulthood.
Take that off. What are you?
Genius, billionaire, playboy, philanthropist.
Norman Carey. Who on earth is that? By the way, to get a name on the Walk of Fame, a celebrity applies to the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce and pays $25,000. So for a star like that, it's gonna cost a pretty penny. I decided to stay in Los Angeles for a while. And the reason for that is to study at Kaplan International School of English. But the nice woman at the bus stop advised me, you still have to ask the driver if you can get through and pay with your credit card. He'll tell you no, but he might let you through. I played dumb and asked, can I pay by credit card? He was like, no, you cannot, but come on in. Just like that, free ride to Santa Monica. I just looked up how much it costs to take public transport. A bus in LA is $175. Basically, that's almost $4 off for two of us. Alright, well, 3.5. All in all, my experiment with public transport in California can be considered a success. And hello, ocean. I'm on the beach of Santa Monica. Perfect for swimming and surfing, the coastline stretches for 5 kilometers. But the main attraction for all tourists is this pier. It's more than 110 years old. Here you won't get bored for sure. You can play volleyball, surf, swim, row, play chess, and even go for a ride on the pier. And by the way, there is a Ferris wheel that runs on solar panels. And now it's sunset time.
Lost in the sight of you alone. Here I'll stay till dawn. The breeze in the sky sings me a song. Here I'll stay.
As you can imagine, it's no coincidence that I came here at this time. Santa Monica Beach is especially nice during sunset. Santa Monica Pier is the final point of the famous Route 66, which is considered the mother of roads in the US. But that's not the only reason people come to this beach. Life is like a box of chocolates.
You never know what you're going to get.
Remember that legendary Forrest Gump line? Here it is, the very box lying on Forrest's neat little suitcase. And this is where all the fans of the cult film come, because here you can not only sit on a bench and look at Forrest's trainers, but also eat shrimp from the bubblegum company.
Shrimp is the fruit of the sea. There's pineapple shrimp, lemon shrimp, shrimp sandwich. That's about it.
Well, 20 shrimp here cost $22. What I want to say, this place is actually really popular because you have to wait in line to get here. But it's a pretty big one. Well, I'm not going to eat shrimp today. I'm going to go to the Forrest Gump gift shop. Luckily, there is no need to queue. There are clothes with Forrest Gump's famous catchphrases on them. I want to find my favorite phrase. Here it is, the one about the box of chocolates. To be honest, it's not much of a choice. And this one here is an all-time favorite phrase, run Forrest run. Maybe it's time for Forrest to stop.
No one ever sees me, I'm losing every battle. No one ever sees me, I'm losing every battle.
By the way, the amusement park at Santa Monica Pier is celebrating its 25th anniversary this year. I suggest we celebrate the date in style. Well, now I've got an unlimited pass on all the rides, and now I'm gonna have a blast. By the way, it's $40. I'm so scared! I want to go again. It was so much fun. Right, let's carry on. Where are we going next? In fact, I'm actually really scared of stuff like this. Doesn't buckle up at all. It's probably the ride with the most people queuing up. The most expensive ride is the Ferris wheel. It spins very fast, but gathers such a huge queue. You know, back home it's usually turned slowly and gradually people come in and out. And here it's different. First it spins a few times and then they fill up 4 cabins at a time. Now we went up a little bit and we'll be hanging and waiting again. That's it, we're being dropped off. We've done 5 circles and that's it, please exit. But someone in this town is queuing for more than that. For fame. This young man's name is Colin Cassidy.
It's a Russian YouTube channel.
Is it?
Yeah.
I was like, do you speak Russian? Everyone speaks Russian.
Я говорю по-русски.
Yeah, the yoga room's done. If you.
I was born in Rhode Island. It's a small state on the East Coast. I have always had a love for entertaining my family and all my friends. So when I was about 5, I started getting into acting, and I've been doing it ever since, pursuing the dream out here.
Colin is 20. He came to Los Angeles last year. To make ends meet, he got a job in a restaurant. In his spare time, he has been hitting up acting agencies. How often do you go to auditions? Are they online or offline?
When I was back home on the East Coast, I had a lot more opportunities. I haven't had as much since I've come out here, just because I have to figure out living on my own, and then I also have to find the new casting sites out here. But I'd say I probably have like 5 or 6 a month.
Colin earns about $1,500. It all goes towards food and rent. How much do you pay for accommodation?
Rent is around $1,000. It depends, depending on what kind of lease you sign. But I'd say that's a pretty great price for LA, and for this location, I know people who are paying a lot more and in worse situations, so I'm really grateful for...
By the way, Colin shares the roof over his head with other dreamers like him. It's a sort of commune for aspiring actors.
We'll film for each other, we'll talk about acting opportunities, and a lot of them go to the schools around here for acting, so we'll like drive to school together. So it's a great way to meet people. It was a perfect opportunity for me. I don't know what I would have done without it. I probably would have had a lot less friends at this point.
Remember this face. Perhaps very soon you will see it on one of the film posters. I want to show you a place that I didn't really intend to go to and found it by accident. This is Marina Del Rey, and I hereby declare that it's my favorite place in Los Angeles. It's very atmospheric, cozy, although there are no people here as it's 8 a.m. But there is a reason I'm here so early, and I'll show you the reason. Do you know why I like this place? Because you can find sea lions here. May I come to the edge? Undoubtedly, you're gorgeous. But I'm more interested in the sea lion. But you are gorgeous. Usually there are a lot more sea lion swimming here. What are you doing? Sea lions swim right by the pier and are not afraid of people at all. And they look at me with those eyes. Understanding eyes. Oh, love, love. It's time to recap. Los Angeles, of course, can't help but evoke rapturous feelings. But only those who dream of big money, fame, and endless freedom can truly love it. 3 words you would use to describe Los Angeles.
Opportunity, an acting career. People here don't shy away from being themselves. You can express yourself. You can go out wearing whatever you want. Everyone expresses themselves the way they want to. There's complete freedom here. I'm not saying it's bad or good, but everyone feels that no one will judge them for who they are.
Everything here is imbued with a thirst for success and fame. Hail those who have reached the cherished summit of Olympus and those who are still only aspiring to it. The city of angels is called the city of discoveries, the city where dreams come true and optimism never ceases. But it's also an incredibly expensive city. I could feel it. This is the Buyan, and there are just as many interesting adventures ahead of us. That was Los Angeles. Let's keep getting to know America.
The